Okay, so this is Tuesday. Yesterday you were with Lawrence and he went through some vocabulary with you. Vocabulary, it's so important for the reading. It really is one of the most important things. However, another very important thing is technique. Technique is really important. So especially when we come to reading part A, we really need to have a good way of doing the test. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time. We just won't finish the test, okay? So today, guys, what I want to do is start off with just an overview of how to do it. Then we're going to talk about main ideas and keywords quickly. And then we'll practice looking at some texts and analyzing them. I made these myself today. So these are the texts we'll look at. Aphasia is what we'll look at, okay? Can anyone tell me what aphasia is before we start? Because I don't know. Mary, what is aphasia?
Aphasia, I don't know. Sorry.
Not being able to eat.
Something to do with eating or something, communication, is it? Or
yeah, not being able to eat, I think, isn't it?
Okay. Well, that will be the
swallow, I think.
Is it swallowing? Okay.
You can. Dysphagia,
Yeah.
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia. Yeah, I don't know why it says
We can say like I'm not
person who is unable to eat.
I'm
right.
not speak.
You will be able to see the text today, and maybe you can also, just review the medical vocabulary, right? OET reading, its medical vocabulary is not usually important in the OET test, but obviously it's important for your jobs. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with a quick overview, and I would like to say hello to Amir, if he's there, sir, or if we don't have Amir, we could try Khwaja. Could you guys put your microphones on?
Yeah, mine is on.
Thank you, Khwaja. Amir, I don't know if you're available. Okay, well, maybe we can have just Khwaja for now. So Khwaja, in the test, how many questions are there? We were talking about this before. How many questions in reading part A?
I think 20.
Yeah.
Is that right, guys? 20 questions?
Yes.
So it's very simple, this
Yes.
test. Oops. Slight problem here. There's 20 questions. Let's just put this here like this. And how much time do we have?
60 minutes altogether.
50 minutes.
15 minutes. So it's really difficult because of the time. You have more questions than you have minutes. Okay. So usually this means you're going to spend approximately how long on each question?
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
45 minutes.
I usually calculate about 45 seconds. Okay. But of course, that's not the whole story, is it? Because what do we do at the beginning of the test? What do we start?
We analyze.
Yeah, the first thing we're going to do, let's call this step 1. Okay. We're going to read the text. We're going to analyze the texts. Okay. And how many texts do we have, everyone?
4 texts.
Four
texts.
There's only I've never seen a test with more than 4. It seems like it would be very controversial to have 5. So there's always 4 texts, A, B, C, and D. And you've got these 20 questions, haven't you? So starting with question 1 here, you'll go all the way down to question 20. Okay, this is what the test looks like. Okay, so today we're going to focus on only step 1, which is reading the texts. Tomorrow, this is the way I always do it. What are we going to do tomorrow?
Step 2.
Yeah, everyone, step 2 is just basically answering. Okay, so it's very simple. There's 2 things that you have to do in this test. First is read the text before you start. Okay, and step 2, you're going to answer the questions. But when I say read texts, Ismail, do we have time to read all of the texts?
No, we don't have the time to.
Yeah.
All the time.
So rather than read them, we cannot read every single word. Let's say analyze. What does analyze mean? Anyone know?
But when we are
It can mean categorize.
question.
Yeah.
Hussein, go on.
Yeah, when you're going to read the question in here. In step 1 or in step 2?
Step 1, I'm just saying, what does analyze actually mean? What does it mean to analyze?
To get the main idea.
Well, I guess, yeah, what we want really is main ideas and
Keywords.
Reading titles.
keywords. Someone said titles. Who said titles?
It's me actually.
So, yeah, I mean, the easiest way to get the main idea is simply by reading the title. Okay, so let's say, how do I get main idea? Read title. Okay, but what's the problem with that? Fatima, Farid. What's the problem? I mean, imagine this guy says, symptoms for children. Okay, and this is underlined. What is that text about, everyone?
Symptoms. We have to main idea.
Children, right? Of course, it's about symptoms for children, right? This is what he means by title, right? But sometimes we don't have that, right? Sometimes it's not there. Okay, so what do we do when we don't have a title? How do we get the idea? How do we get the
There might be a subtitle.
First line, read the first line.
in my videos? If you watched my classes before, we're just reviewing. It's not
Maybe
that
subtitles. Bracket.
Yeah. Well, Fatima, what we're talking about is the subtitle. Okay, so don't get confused. There's normally a main title. So it might say, for example, it might say texts, and it might say, diabetes, right? But we're not interested in that. We're not interested in that. It doesn't help because all of them are about that, right? A is about diabetes, B is about diabetes. So what he means is subtitle. Okay, so it might say diabetes medication. Okay, and now I know, the main idea of this text is diabetes medication. Okay, so just to go back though, we're analyzing texts and we want main ideas and keywords. What are we trying to do in general though? Kai, could you say hello, Kai, or Mandira? I hope you're able to speak today, Mandira. Mashal, could you say hello?
Yes.
Mandira. Okay, so Mandira, what am I trying to do when I analyze the texts? What is the kind of goal? What is my goal when I analyze? Just Mandira. I'll give you an example, Mandira, right? Imagine, Mandira, I'll give you an example. Imagine I read this text, okay, and I think, the main idea is management, okay? And then I read this text and I think, the main idea is management. What's the problem if they're the same, Mandira?
I think trying to differentiate.
Yeah. So guys, what is my goal when I analyze? Differentiate. What does that mean, guys? Differentiate.
Separate the text.
difference.
Separate. Okay. So we're not looking for things that are the same. We must find things that are different. Okay. If two main ideas are the same, that's very bad. We have to see what the difference is. Maybe this will be child management. Maybe this will be adult management, right? We have to find that thing that differentiates them. Okay. So that's the first point. Okay, how do I get the main idea? I can read the title. I can read the first line. What else can I do?
Find some
Repeated words, numbers,
Repeated words. Okay, what else can I do?
brackets,
Title,
brackets,
some
Finding a unique word.
Someone said brackets, not brackets. No.
Bold. Bold letter.
Unique words.
Let me just, I'm having a slight technical problem here. What we need to do, guys, is we can read the first line, we can look for repeated words, or we can look for what I call thematic words.
thematic words.
And I'll explain what these things mean. Sorry. But just to be clear, right? So I'm trying to get the main ideas of these. I'm trying to get the main ideas, and I'm looking for a title. That is the best thing. When I don't have a title, I'm going to read the first line of the text. So, for example, blah, 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 blah. I can look for repeated words. So for example, oh, this one says management. This one says management. This one says management. This one says management for adults. This one says management, right? I can look for repeated words, or I can look for thematic words. And this is something we're just going to quickly review here. What does it mean, thematic words? Mashal, could you say hello? Or Najibullah, just quickly remind us. Thematic words are words all in the same, Najibullah?
Category.
The same category.
Yeah, category. So, for example, guys, if I say to you, trousers, shirt, jumper, tie, jacket.
Clothes.
Right. And that would be the main idea, Andrea. If we're reading a text and we see trousers, shirt, tie, shoes, jacket, hat, glasses, probably the main idea might be clothes, right? It's a good idea that it could be that. What if I see this, guys? Wheelie walker, wheelchair, walking stick,
Mobility.
equipment. Yeah. What if I see something like this? Blood test.
Yes.
Okay. What about this one? If I say cough, headache,
Symptom.
Symptoms.
sore throat. So this is not complicated, is it, guys? Read the first line, look for repeated words, and also look for words that are in the same category, thematic words. Okay. Now remember, in step 1, how much time should we spend? Anna, you said 10 minutes, 2 minutes at the start. What is my timing for step 1? Anna, you want to come back? Or Mohammed? How long should we spend on step 1?
45 seconds, you said?
I used to say 30 seconds each text, right? I used to say that.
45 seconds.
But Anna, I don't think so. I'm going to change it. Look, guys, if heading or subheading, same thing. If subheading, spend how long?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Anna, just if it says here, right? If it says here treatment, and you can see the heading, don't waste any more time. You have the main idea, okay? 10 seconds only on that text. All right. I think it's better. If no subheading, then what, guys?
45 seconds.
Smarter, maybe 45, 30, let's say 30 to 40, 45 even, possibly, yeah? 30 to 40 seconds, okay? So we're going to spend longer on the texts that don't have titles, right? Subheadings. Is that clear, everyone? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just step 1. Tomorrow we'll talk about step 2. We'll talk about how you can actually answer the questions. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Hello.
Don't be shy, Navira.
Yeah. I'm just wanted to ask you something. That if we skim read the passages for the text very quickly, so skim reading is really helpful in reading. I think so in all parts, because here in the part A we have a very incredibly low time.
Yeah.
Very less time. So is it helpful, skim reading?
Yeah, Navira, when you say skim reading, okay, what are you doing?
So when I am doing skim reading, it's like I need to be very focused, quick reading. These are the personal skills if we can develop them by reading. And skim means like it's like we are extracting the main idea very quickly.
And how do you do that? How do you do it?
What
you do, Myra, what you're doing, but you don't realize, is you're reading the first line. You're looking for repeated words. As you move your eyes, you're looking for repeated words. And as you move your eyes, you're looking for thematic words, because you don't have time to read subject, verb, object.
Exactly.
Right? So this is skimming. I'm just breaking it down. Okay.
Yeah.
So you will do it automatically, probably. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm saying, because when we have a pressure on the brain, like it's automatic that we have very less time and we have to, so we definitely go for the very specific things over brain, over eyes, will
Yeah.
go to the, you know, the
All I
main
want
word.
Totally
Yeah,
agreeing about it. But what I'm saying is sometimes students say to me, oh, I'm not very good at skimming, or I can't skim. How do you skim? The answer is this.
Actually, I think so. Students vary from one person to another, because some people are not having English language basically during their bachelor degrees, as one of the colleague was telling me that they are in their national language. So I think so. Those who have been living long time with the English and all those, these things vary from one person to another.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, look, Elvira, if you can do this automatically and you're very good, then just go on to autopilot and do it.
Because I can share one of my colleague, another Egypt pharmacist. She was telling me that if we don't be very quick, we lose over time, because that's part one is very. We have to be very careful, because she loses all her marks in part A. So I am little bit scary.
Well, so just listen, just remember, if there is a subheading, don't skim. You don't need to skim so much. Just have the heading. What's it about? It's about treatment. Okay. Finish. Don't skim. Okay. So that's what I'm saying here. If you have the subheading, you don't need to. If there's no subheading, you need to skim. Yes, you need to skim. Okay.
Repeated words and thematic almost the same.
They're almost, aren't they? They're almost the same, I suppose. I'm going to show you examples, but yeah, sometimes you might see, if I see this repeated, you know, it's almost the same thing, sir. When I say repeated words, I just mean if you see, like, I don't know, what could it be? Child, maybe a slight variation, children, repeated many times. Okay, that text is about children, maybe. Right, but obviously thematic words would be more like mother, child, father, daughter, sister. You know what I mean? It would be more like the group of words for family. You know what I mean? We're going to see examples of this in a minute. I'm going to demonstrate this to you guys. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to demonstrate this. But the next point is, what makes a good keywords? We also want to get keywords. So what does that mean?
A unique word?
Unique word is more for step 2, okay? What am I looking for, guys, with keywords? What am I trying to do with keywords here?
Numbers, jargons.
Brackets.
Just underlining
A few
words I think are important, right? Or suspicious. So we're doing these two things together. This is step 1, okay? Maximum for step 1, maximum 2 minutes, absolute maximum. Okay. What are you doing? You're reading the text, you're analyzing the text. What does that mean? It means main idea and keywords. Okay. When I'm looking for keywords, I'm looking for specific things, aren't I, though? I'm looking for example like capitals. Underline it if you see capital letters. What does that mean, guys? Capital letter.
The name of a noun, proper noun, probably.
No, like which one is capital here? Which one is the capital?
A, big A.
Capital letters. So if I see capital letters, I'm reading, I'm trying to find, look, imagine I'm looking at D. Okay, so I'm looking at D, there's no heading. So I'm looking now for, read the first line. Okay, then I'm looking for repeated words. Oh, maybe there's a repeated word. Then I'm looking for thematic words as well. Okay, thematic word. I'm not underlining it, but also I can think about keywords as well, right? This one, I actually will underline it in the text, okay? Let me demonstrate this to you guys because this is very abstract. Let's go and have a look at an example. Should we have a look at an example? It's much easier, okay? I'm going to show you some texts and we're going to analyze them together, all right? We're just trying to find the main ideas and the keywords, okay? I'll show you. So imagine you're in your test and you see this. Can everyone see this here?
Yes.
Now, all of the texts are about what?
Aphasia.
Now, is that useful to me? Is that helpful for me?
Yeah, that is.
Are you sure?
No.
No, not really.
It's about
Fine,
symptoms.
mostly.
Not on this time.
Remember, what is the goal of analysis?
Differentiate.
Right.
Differentiate the four
And
texts.
all of the texts are about aphasia, so it's totally useless for me. Actually, totally useless. It doesn't help me with my analysis. Okay. What I need to do is read the text and get the main idea and then underline key words. Okay. So let's do it together. Okay. Does this have a heading?
No.
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 If it did, if it said aphasia management for children,
I thought the same.
if I see that, then I can say, thank you, God. I have the main idea, right? You don't need to do anything. But if you don't have that, we now need to try and find the main idea really quickly. So what do we do? Adnan, what did I just say? Fadma, Farid.
Yeah, we have to read the first sentences of the
Read the first sentence. Okay. So let's do it, guys. Look, someone with expressive aphasia experiences difficulty communicating their thoughts, ideas, and messages to others. Do I know the main idea now?
Yeah, difficulty
Yes.
communication.
Description.
Definition.
Now, this is a key point. Don't just use one way. You need to use them all together. Okay, because we cannot say really what the main idea is yet. Okay, so we read the first line. Does anyone see any repeated words here? I'm not sure if I see any repeated words. Maybe not.
Expressive, aphasia, it is.
Aphasia many times.
Oh, expressive aphasia is here. Is that repeated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it repeated?
People
Here.
with expressia.
Okay, so maybe I have a clue now as to the main idea. Not aphasia, that's terrible, right? That's not useful, but maybe expressive, right? Maybe that's helping me now. Maybe the main idea is expressive, but I think here we need to make sure we do all three things. Okay, so we've done that one. We've done this one. I think thematic is the best here, and very often this is the most important one. Okay. Does anyone see any thematic words here?
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
Bullets.
The sentence.
What is all this? Is this advice? Is it management? Is it treatment? What is it? Is it treatment?
Symptoms.
experience.
Symptoms.
Symptoms. Yeah.
So if I was in the exam, the first thing I would do is I would go, oh, okay, there's my main idea. Okay, this isn't really helping me. First line, not helping so much. This maybe, but this really is my main idea here. Okay, so do you guys write it down? Anna, do you write it down? I strongly recommend you write it down. Okay, so we can just write down symptoms here. Okay, symptoms. Is there anything else I should write down for main idea?
Maybe definition.
Also definition.
Maybe, yeah, there can be more things, right? It's your choice. There's other things we can see, maybe expressive. Maybe expressive, I don't know. Maybe this is a definition. Are you saying this is a definition? I don't know if it is. For me, this would be symptoms, okay? That's the main idea, all right? What about keywords now? Now I'm going to underline some words that I think are important. What should I underline? Speech sound errors, yes. Why should I underline that?
In brackets.
Brackets.
Brackets are always very, very important when we're underlining, okay? Anything that you think is important here, underline. But how many things should we underline?
4 or 5.
2 or 3.
Oh, guys, how many? 2 or 3, 4 or 5? No more than 5. No more than 5, okay? So in my exam, just to give you an example, just to be clear here, I'm writing down the main idea. I'm underlining no more than 4 or 5 words. So speech sounds, go town today, maybe gestures, 1, 2, 3. Can anyone else see anything else that might be useful here for underlining? Something suspicious. Maybe they will ask us a question about it later. Maybe want drink, chair, table, right? It doesn't matter. For keywords, we're just kind of guessing specific words that they might ask us questions about these things. Okay. So that's an example. Thank you, Wise. That's an example of what we're doing. Does this make sense, everyone?
Yeah.
So just to repeat, okay? When there's no heading, read the first line, look for repeated words, look for thematic words, find the main idea, then underline 4 or 5 words. Then move on, because you don't have a lot of time, okay? Let's try it again, okay? I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And don't speak, please. Don't give the answer. Just 30 seconds. There's no heading here. So I want you to look for repeated words, read the first line, look for thematic words. I'm going to choose one person to tell me what the answer is here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Khalida or Lucinda?
Treatment.
Hello.
Say it again, Lucinda.
No.
Treatment.
So
I think it is treatment. Do we agree?
yes.
And how did you get the main idea?
It's repeating.
Words was very helpful. Also, the first sentence is very useful. Is there any thematic words here, guys? Thematic?
SLT.
SLT is a type of treatment, is it? SLT is we've got therapy, which is thematic for treatment, rehabilitation, thematic word for treatment, language therapy. So perfect example of what I'm talking about, right? We can see repeated words, but we can also see thematic words. And your brain will automatically say, as you said, Lucinda, the main idea is treatment. I think that's right. Okay. So write it down, guys. You can write down B. Just write down treatment. Just do it in the exam, okay? It's like making a little menu. Imagine you're in a restaurant.
Very useful.
B is treatment, yeah. And you will see later, when we come to the questions, you think, oh, it's so useful. It's so useful. Okay, now, underlining main ideas. Okay, so let me just say, what makes a good, not main idea, keywords now, sorry, guys. What makes a good keyword? What are we looking for? Capital letters. Yeah. You guys, with your pens, underline, what do you think is actually a good keyword now? Keyword. Yeah, maybe not treatment. Treatment is the main idea. We don't need to underline treatment. It's just giving us the main idea. SLT is good. After a stroke is good. Full potential. Right? Let's be clear what we're doing here. I don't want anyone to don't get confused. What's the difference between main idea and keywords? What's the difference? Anyone? Put your hand up, Ismail. What's the difference here? What am I trying?
The keyword is the specific word which gives.
Yeah, it's specific, isn't it?
Yeah, which gives us the clue or idea regarding the main idea.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't want to. Don't confuse these. Now, keywords are specific words that we guess they will ask about. Does that make sense? So they might ask you, for example, what kind of therapy is recommended for aphasia? Answer, SLT, right? You're a doctor, Ismail. You can actually guess what they will ask about, especially people with medical knowledge. It's easy. So that's different from main idea. In main idea here, I'm just looking for things, but not underlining. Okay, I'm just saying, oh, this treatment. Oh, maybe it's about treatment. Okay, I'm writing down only one word. Don't underline, right? It's the two different things, okay? Let's have another example. I'll show you another example, guys. So this one is treatment. Last one was symptoms, okay? What about this? 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Khwaja. Putting you under time
I-
pressure.
I think
Okay.
it's it's communication.
Now, if we say it's treatment, we have a problem, don't we? Because we said this one was treatment, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And we want to differentiate.
Communication.
They can
How
be
to treat.
they
How
can
to
be
Therapy.
treatment, but we need to say what's the difference.
Management.
Right?
I think
Is it
Therapy.
management? Is it
Therapy.
management? Someone's saying this is important. Who said that? Great, brilliant. Khalida,
I say
aims to
The
aims.
first line, speech language therapy.
Yeah, here I think Anna, the first line is really giving us the main idea. What's the main idea, guys?
How to treat.
It's the goals
Speech therapy.
it's
of speech therapy. Yeah, right. So the main idea, guys, is aims of.
Speech and language.
And then here we have, this is all thematic. Look, help to restore your speech. What is that? It's the aim.
The goal.
Help you to communicate. The goal. It's the aim. It's the goal. Find alternative ways. It's the goal. So the main idea here, I would write down, guys. Text C. What are we going to write down?
Goals.
Goals. Yeah. You have to be very quick in the exam. You cannot write an essay. You've got to. I would write down goals. Maybe SLT. What do you think?
Yeah.
Goals, SLT. So now I'm really differentiating now. Now I'm saying this one's about symptoms. This one's about treatment. This one's, okay, it's treatment, but specifically SLT treatment. And it's the goals of that. Okay. What about keywords now? Remember, keyword is different. We find the main idea, but now we want to guess. If you were making the exam, if you were creating this exam, what would you ask questions about? You can guess it, right? There you go. Reduced impairment. Okay. They can ask you a question like, so, what is one of the goals? Right? They can start to ask you about the goals. So yeah, these are all key words, aren't they? So in the exam, we also underline some keywords. Things in brackets are very good. Things in brackets are very good, actually. Maybe
Aaron?
technology, maybe computer, maybe dates and time is very good. Yeah, comparisons are good. Anything that you think, oh, they might ask me a question about that. Okay. But only, how many things did I underline here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No more than 5.
No more than 5.
Because you just can't remember. If you do 15 words, maybe you can't remember that. Okay. Kwaja, do you have a question, sir? Or does this make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Alan,
Go on, question.
Alan, one question. Sometimes the texts are so close, like aim and language therapy may be recommended for some people. So see the treatment and sometimes the text, and even in the exam they give the text. You think this and that, the text, even the so close, like language therapy may be recommended for mean language therapy, it means treatment. So some they confuse.
But Fareed, this is, I know it's difficult, but so long as you realize that that's a problem that you must solve, it's better, right? So if you say, oh no, this, they're both about the same thing. As soon as you start to answer the questions, Fareed, you will be confused and you will not know which text, right? So you've got to try and find a difference. It could be treatment for children, treatment for adults. It could be treatment in the first 2 weeks, and the other one could be treatment 1 year later. There will be. Seconds. Oh, ask me a question in a minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, now, yes.
Yes, now.
Okay, 30 seconds. I know this is a big one, but 30 seconds. Come on, get the main idea. Read the first line. Look for repeated words. Look for thematic words. You can do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Parmilla, what's the main idea here, Parmilla?
Communicate with the patient.
Guidance.
Say that again, Parmilla. Just Parmilla, please, guys.
Ways to communicate with the patient.
Ways to do it. I'm not sure that's the best way.
Advice.
It seems to be advice. Some of you are saying advice. I agree. Look, best way. You've even underlined it, Parmilla. Best way is advice, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
And you may find the following helpful. What does that tell me? What's the theme of all these now?
Yes. Guidelines.
If I say, when you come to the UK, you may find the following things helpful. Get a warm jacket. What am I doing? I'm giving you advice. So this is an advice text. Now I call this is not actually the main idea. I call this the function of the text. It doesn't matter though. Just being able to see the function is important. Okay. This is about advice. Advice for what though? Asphasia in general or
How to
Best way of
communicate with person with
Communication.
aphasia.
reading the first line, looking for repeated words and these kind of things. This is what you need to do, guys. This gives you the main idea. So let's just say the main idea here would be advice for
How to communicate.
Communicating with.
People who are interacting.
So again, remember, in your exam, you're just going to write that down very quickly, and then you're going to underline no more than 4 or 5 words. I'm going to guess radio or TV noise. They might ask me a question about that, right? Come on, they're going to ask me probably. And does anyone see anything else they might ask me questions about? Paper and pen, yeah, right? You can just see it. You can guess it. Avoid finishing a person's, yeah, that's good, because they might say, what should you, here's the question, right? What should you not do? Right? Does everyone see how this kind of question here, could be the answer? So we can predict what they're going to say, okay? Visual references, yes. So again, we're underlining 4 or 5 words and we're writing down the main idea, okay? Is this clear for everyone? Today I'm just demonstrating. Tomorrow we'll do a test. Okay? If we've understood this, we should be able to answer my simple questions then. So I'm going to show you some questions. I'll give you guys 1 minute and then I'm going to start asking you to answer them, okay? Very simple, okay? But just 1 minute, think about those. See if you can remember. Okay. It's easy, isn't it? Some of them are easy. I think it's not too bad. So Vizada, can you say hello? No Vizada. Sarah?
Azada or Vizada? I'm confused always.
I'll take you, Azada. Thank you. I should ask you more, actually. You're really responsive. Thank you. So Azada. This one's easy, isn't it? Where am I going to get the answer?
A, part A.
Is she right, guys?
Yes.
And it's so simple, isn't it? Symptoms.
Yes.
Sometimes in OET, it might say this. Right? What does presentations mean?
The same.
Symptoms, right? So you can, the main idea, 99% of the time, 90% of the time, will tell you which text you want. Not always, but very, very often. Okay, what about this? An outline of how speech therapy helps.
B.
Are you sure?
C.
C.
You're C.
No, that was the last one.
The D is D.
Now B was about, what was B about? It's just treatment in general, wasn't it?
Treatment.
It's not telling me how it's helping. But this one,
The target or the aim.
I think this is, what's the answer, guys?
C.
C, right?
Goals.
How does it help? Well, it restores much of your speech. How does it help? Well, it helps you communicate, right? So the answer is C. Well done if you thought it was C. What about 3? Recommended treatment.
B.
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 Okay, I think that's right.
B.
B. Okay. What about this one? 4.
A.
D.
A.
E.
Now, this is what I mean. Now, this is not a main idea. I cannot get this
Introduction.
from the main idea, can I? I can get the answer from
Symptoms.
A.
keywords. Keywords, right? Did anyone remember where that was?
It was
C.
Yes.
B. I think that would be.
Definition.
I think A.
in the definition A.
And you can look now for your underlined words. Was it here?
Yeah.
So when we talk about keywords, we're just talking about predicting what they will ask about. Usually, one of the best keywords is numbers. Numbers is always a very, very good keyword. Why? Think about it. Why is numbers very, very good? 40 to 50%.
Numbers all the time.
The letters contribute.
Very easy to watch, to see.
They very often ask questions like, what percentage of people? They very often ask that, don't know, how long, right? If this says 2 weeks here, the question is how long, right? So you can always underline numbers for your keywords. Okay, last one, guys. Number 5, advice for communicating.
D.
Why D?
Last one.
D.
Because it was advice for
It was for the communication.
Yeah, who said advice? It was very good. Some of you guys said advice straight away, right? Very nice. Okay, I was trying to make it difficult. You found it easy. Okay, so guys, I'm just going slowly today through step 1 of the technique. Okay, just to remind you. Okay, just to quickly review. Step 1. How long should I spend on step 1? How much
2 minutes
time?
2 minutes altogether.
Let's say for each text. How long should I spend on each text, guys?
30 seconds.
Depends.
30 seconds.
Approximately.
Depends on the
10
type.
seconds. 10 seconds if no.
Heading.
If heading, sorry, not no. If heading, and 30 to 40.
30 to 40.
No heading.
Heading. If no heading, right? I really need to work hard. I need to skim. I need to skim read, right? So how do we skim read? Skim is to read for the main idea. Well, we can look for repeated words. What else can we do?
Thematic words.
Thematic word.
Thematic. What else?
Dates.
First
Number.
line.
Capital.
First line.
First line. First line. Don't confuse these things. Okay. So this is finding the main idea. Main idea is different from
Keywords.
Please, someone's making a lot of noise, please. That's a different thing, isn't it, from a keyword? A keyword, I am just looking to like underline numbers. What else? Names.
Brackets, terminology.
Brackets.
Capital letters.
Terminology. Good one, Wise. Terminology. What else?
Thematic.
Capitals and which.
I'm going to say anything.
Some stars.
Suspicious.
Suspicious.
What does that mean, suspicious? Suspicious.
Unique.
It's not unique, no. Suspicious.
Different than
Which
others.
make you conscious that it can come.
You think
Keywords, conditions.
like guilty words, you know. They will ask me. They will ask me about that. Right? If I see 20% here, right? 20%. There's a good chance they're going to say that ask me a question about that. Or if I see here 5 days, very good chance they're going to say how long, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is step 1. All right. And we're going to review it tomorrow. We'll review it tomorrow and we'll do some more practice. Tomorrow we'll talk about step 2, which is actually answering the questions. Okay. But I want to talk about one last thing. One last problem. Can there be more than one main idea?
Yes.
Of course they can, right? So it's not always going to be so simple like, oh, treatment, right? Let's say here's my text. You might get a situation where there are two main ideas. For example, maybe this is treatment, and then the next paragraph might change to what?
Complication.
Management.
Yeah, it could be complication. So is that really a problem though? Is that a problem?
No.
No, just write down management, treatment. Okay. Sometimes though, you get a big thing and there's many, many paragraphs. Do we need to get every single main idea? Do we actually need all the main ideas? I would say no. Okay. So just focus on the two main ones. You don't have time to get the main idea. Imagine there are 7 main ideas in this text. Do I have time to get every single main idea? No. What do I do in the places where I do not have the main idea? Let's imagine here, I don't know what the main idea is. What should I do?
Underline.
Find some keywords.
Yeah, what I do when I'm doing the test, guys, I do the test regularly these days. I put all my keywords in here. I underline everything in here because I don't know what the main idea is. Does that make sense? So if you have a paragraph when you don't know the main idea and you think there's more than one main idea, focus your keywords in that area. These are different things you're doing, guys. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? I hope that I'm not really asking a lot of questions today. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can I show you one more text and you guys can maybe, the challenge is to tell me what it's about?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
It's just one, but I'm going to put you under time pressure. I'm going to give you all 20 seconds. Let's see if you can do it in 20 seconds. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, 20 seconds. 3. Let me just do this. 3, 2, 1. All of the texts are about ADHD. Okay. Now think about this. Don't say the answer, please. Don't speak. Just read it and think. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Azada again. Bridget, Ellen. What's the main idea of this? Yes, ADHD, but they are all about that. Go on.
I think the cause.
Causes.
Yeah, causes.
What do we think, guys? Is it causes?
I think it's about
Definition.
inheriting
Definition.
inheriting to the
Information or
child.
definition.
You know, it's quite clever answer though, because inheriting is the cause, right? And then brain function structure could be the cause.
Yes.
I like the answer. I mean, there's an easy, that's a very, Zada, you're too clever for us. Okay. That's actually very, very clever. Do we have a heading?
No.
No.
This is a heading.
No, in the
But I don't, not for all of the text, right? So I could just say, okay, brain function structure, right? All I need to know, I know what the main idea is here. Also, it's cause, right? But what's the main idea here? I don't have it, do I?
Inheritance. Inheritance of ADHD.
Oh, yeah, I would say exactly. And inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance?
Inheritance of ADHD in family.
Runs in families.
And how did you get that answer? Thematic words. Thematic? I think this is
Parents and siblings.
inherited as well. This is all thematic. What do we mean by thematic again? Thematic is
Same category.
Same category, right? Run in family means the same as inherit. Inherit, you inherit it who from? Parents and siblings. Okay. So it works. It does work. So in the exam, what you guys need to be doing is writing down this, but also this. 2 main ideas. Okay. What about keywords for this one? What's my keywords? Anyone?
Inherit.
Maybe inherit. What will they ask us about? Usually nouns. What might they ask us about? I mean, ADHD is not very good because everything is ADHD. Serap, single genetic fault. I think they might ask us about that. Yeah, good. What else maybe will they ask us about? Yeah, a test, Selin, a test. I'm not so sure about significant factor. They'll probably ask, I don't think so. I don't think that one. Maybe imbalance would be good. Yeah, there we go. Jargon, technology, right? So remember, underlining keywords, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do one more. What's my one last one? Maybe chemicals, Khalida. Yeah, anything else?
Imbalance and neurotransmitter.
Maybe in most cases. Najibullah, why did you choose that one? I like that one. Why did you choose that?
Maybe they ask about the causes of the case of the ADH.
They could say majority cause, right? They might say, what is the majority? Most? Majority? Yeah, I think that's good. So, right? Anything, you're looking for suspicious words, guilty words where you know, okay, that's probably going to be a question. I used to have a really great student called Neshka. I don't know if anyone remembers Neshka. She was amazing. She could just predict the questions all the time. Okay. And you guys can do that too. So I'm going to finish this here. Tomorrow, come back and we'll get down to business with answering questions. All right. I always do it in 2 stages because this stage, it's important. It might not seem like this is important, but it's actually really, really important. Because if we don't differentiate the texts, what will happen? We don't differentiate them. What's going to happen, guys?
Confusing.
The answer.
More than confusing. Something's going to happen when I try to answer.
You waste time.
You're going to waste time. Why are you going to waste time?
You don't know in which exactly text.
You don't have now.
So, for example, if the question here says like, how should you manage children, right? Where am I going? Does anyone remember?
Choose B.
Imagine if you don't know the main ideas, you have to, how many texts do I have to read now to get the answer?
4.
All of them.
4. You don't have time to read 4 texts for every question. You just don't have time. What you need to do is have the main ideas already, and then you can easily identify, if not 1 text, maybe 2 texts, right? Imagine it said, how should you manage? At least I know it's A or B, right? It's much better than having nothing. What about this, guys? How will they present? What text?
A.
A or D? D.
Symptoms.
D. Present, okay. How do we address the condition?
Treatment.
Address, treat. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of, yeah. Khwaja, do you have a question?
Yes. When you found the answer, so can you just write A, B, or C, or no, you have to go back to that text and read it to find out if it's the right answer?
You'll see tomorrow, Khwaja, but basically, first 7 questions, you write A, B, C, or D. And then after that,
you have to go back to the text and read it if it's right or not?
Not for the first 7. I mean, if you're not sure, then yes, you should check. But for the first 7, usually you can do most of them by just matching the main ideas.
Aaron,
I'll show you tomorrow, Khwaja. If you've not seen it before, I'll show you tomorrow. It's easy. Yeah, Farid?
Thank you.
Present, it was A or D?
D. It's D. Why are people saying? I'm very confused. What has that got to do with present? No connection.
No, no, not this one. The present, the previous question you asked. This one.
Present means symptoms. You present with symptoms, right?
No, I understand, but the previous slow, it was in the E, anesthesia.
Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry, Fried. I'm getting old. I can't remember.
Okay.
Look, in general, look, this is the idea. I've been teaching this for a long time, so I know this is like going slowly. But tomorrow, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a real mock test. And I want you guys to just remember what we're doing, because the first thing we'll do tomorrow is we'll try to get the main ideas. If there's a heading, I want you guys to give me in 10 seconds the main idea. If there's no heading, I want you guys to, I'll give you guys more time, and you can tell me using these techniques, okay? And we had, I'll just finish with this. Does anyone remember Val? Val from SET?
Yes.
She said she smashed the Part A using this technique. She said she actually finished with time remaining. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but she was not, I'm sure she would say herself, she was not amazing at grammar and stuff. She was not like super student. She just practiced for a long time. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. I'm going to say goodbye. I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll do a mock test. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. See you.
Bye-bye.